Action!
Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark is a throwback to the Amblin movies I personally grew up with and love.
Do you want to see a haunted house?
This is a different type of horror movie, which is like a roller coaster ride. You are having fun getting scared.
Sarah's room.
Those movies had such a great balance between real-life characters and fun, amazing stories. I feel like there is a similar thread here.
I can't believe it. It's her book of scary stories.
I had a discussion with Andrew about the style of the film, and he said, I want the realistic to be real so that the extraordinary can actually pop more. That's exactly the opposite way that I would have done it, but I knew the moment he said it, he was right.
Grab Mark.
I learned to be very respectful of the source material from the book. We're just trying to sew them all together into one big storyline set in 1968, the story of Sarah Bellows.
She was admitted by her own family.
In setting it in 68, 69, you make those kids not be Google savvy, a throwback to a time in which printed word and oral transmission of stories was important.
No, this isn't real, okay? Stories can't hurt you. Sarah Bellows is a myth.
You know, in a lot of recent horror movies, there's a lot of jumping straight to the scares. Here, we really take our time to develop these characters, and we have real depth, and there's real consequences.
You should never have gone there. You should never have taken the book. You let a ghost story get into your heads. That's all it is.
There's these crazy creatures and things that are so larger than life. You really have to believe in the people and the period and the world that you're within to make the monsters feel real.
For next.
There's definitely underlying themes in the era that it's set in, specifically with the character of Sarah Bellows. There are some really important messages in the way that we see people who are different and who may not stereotypically fit in.
She believed what was being said about her, and how other people felt about her was something that she internalized. And so she is a monster. She kind of becomes a monster because of what people have imposed on her.
The true monsters in Scary Stories is gossip, it's lies, it's deceit. It's a movie about if you dig deeper, you will find the truth.
I have another story just for you.
Cut.
Andre is a great director, and a director that directs beautiful set pieces of horror.
I'm very much into suspense-based horror. So I want to build dread, I want to build tension and let the audience know something's coming.
Andre captures a person's imagination the same way that the book does.
It's kind of slowly panning your head around there and then lock in. My whole thinking when I'm directing is, what does the audience perceive in this very moment? Is this readable by the camera and therefore in a movie theater?
He really takes the time to get the sequence right, like pace, slowing things down, or it's not what you might expect. It's very metered and deliberate.
It's the fear of knowing there's something there, but not being sure exactly where it is. I think that fear is so universal.
Dread and suspense is this kind of wonderful thing that only exists in horror movies. That isn't just from the drama, that isn't just from the activity or the dialogue or the characters. It is that horror aspect that lays on top of the movie. It's a whole process to get to that level where you really feel the dread.
Stories hurt. They have that power.
I hope the movie feels grander than your normal horror movie, that it feels more epic, at the same time timeless. It's a horror movie, first and foremost. I really hope that the audience will come out feeling like they've been scared for 2 hours.
Every single set piece Andre did is delivered exactly as the story would want it to be.
If we repeat stories often enough, they become real. That can be scary.